on at 5.
Okay, there's okay, so we should be live.
Great, perfect. All right, so so where are you picking it up from? Where does it?
Oh,
Great.
right over there.
Okay, so we should say something about for our live stream guests. We're starting in just a few minutes. Okay, great. So where does McLeana look so she knows what she's seeing?
She just stands
All right.
right at the lectern there at the
And
stand.
so you'll be able to tell us if we're...
Yeah.
All right, great. So hello to everyone who's live streaming with us. We're going to start the formal presentation in 5 minutes, and our apologies for it taking a bit for us to go live. Technology, but we're good to go now. And so we'll be with you in just 4 minutes, and we'll get started. Thanks, Pat.
Are you paying your door entry? Thank you so much.
Well, it's hard to tell. Oh, yeah.
I just did the film battle.
So you could say it's ignorant.
I wanted to say people are still getting some food, and they will be sitting down soon, and then we'll start right away. So we have tamia, we have samosas, we have baklava, which is basta, we have basbousa. So people are still serving food. Once they are settled down, then we'll start our program. Thank you.
And then when she actually starts the program, I can picture
I don't know.
so she's going to have to really talk about it. That was my bad.
Talk to the back of the room.
You guys have some. So for everybody in the room Are you going to the party? Oh, you're good. Oh, you're good. Either way, Terry told me.
Do you want me to introduce you? Would that be good? Do you want me to do that? All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. It is my great honor to introduce Baklina Kenny, who's going to welcome you and tell you all about Empowerment Through Education Foundation.
Sorry, the microphone is not going to be loud, and it will just be for live streaming. I wanted to welcome you all and to thank you for coming and joining us this evening. I wanted also to thank Café Sole for giving us the venue to be able to come and host our event. Maddie and Gabe, thank you so much for hosting us tonight and taking care of our guests. I wanted to say this organization has been in existence since 2005, but it was under a different name. We rebranded the name, and it's now Empowerment Through Education. And that's the end result of what we are doing. So if you look at the end result of empowering women educationally, it's exactly the translation of the name of this organization. So in the past, when we started, we were bringing girls from Africa to Boulder, Colorado, and some went to other states. And we ran the project successfully in Boulder. We have a lot of successes. We have many girls who graduated from CU and from Front Range Community College, and they have their families here. Everybody's doing well, and they have the new South Sudanese American generation in Boulder. And some of the kids are here with us here tonight. Don't forget to say hi to them. You would realize and you will know our kids. In the past, our project was focused here in Boulder. But eventually, after the process of bringing the girls here in the U.S. had stopped, we shifted to work in South Sudan and to sponsor the girls and young women who were not able to come to Colorado, but they were in South Sudan, and we want to let them know that we did not forget you. We will come and find you where you were. Of course, one of our board members, Sherry, introduced me, and this is me, the executive director of Empowerment Through Education. In South Sudan, we have 2.8 million school-age children that are not even receiving education. And it is really, really not a good thing. It's due to so many things taking place before and currently in South Sudan. And Empowerment Through Education wanted to say we can't continue living like that. This is a 21st century whereby education is like a human right. So we need all the kids in South Sudan to get the education they needed. This picture here that I'm showing is for some of our kids that we are sponsoring from refugee camps in Uganda and sending them to boarding schools in Uganda. You can see their beautiful faces. I strongly, and we in Empowerment Through Education, strongly believe that education is one of the best tools for breaking the poverty circle and can do so within one generation. With the situation in South Sudan, if we can empower like the current generation, we'll have a really great outcome in few years to come. Education is the most powerful weapon that once you have it, no one will take it away from you. And we strongly believe in that, except death. When you die, that's it. But as long as you are still alive, no one will ever take it from you. And that's power in itself. So it's very, very good. In Uganda, we are sponsoring girls in different boarding schools. We take them out from the refugee camp and then send them to boarding schools. We work with coordinators that are facilitating all the movement, the transportation and registration and all the logistics to register a kid to attend a boarding school. And we always go. Every year, myself and Dr. Lawrence Wongo, we always go to at least see the process and let the kids and let the parents, the guardians, the schools, administrations to know that we are there and we will always be there for these kids. And to let the kids also see us and to know that these are our South Sudanese who came all the way from the US to come and help us and encourage us to get the education through the sponsorship that they set in place. Tonight, I want to ask you to join us, to join our mission, to empower girls and women to be engines of change. Change that we needed, and we need the world to be in peace. And peace cannot be there if you are not part of the process of attaining that peace. That peace can come through critical thinking, analysis, and all of that. And you can't get those things without going to school. So you need to have the education to be able to do whatever you want to do, to be free. That freedom is something that everybody should have. And we want to give the girls in South Sudan. We want to give not only girls in South Sudan, but girls worldwide to get that freedom through education. In the picture here, we have the signpost is Idiofe Girls Primary School. We have 20 girls who started there originally. Out of the 20, we have 6 sat for living certificates to go to high school. And one of them scored the highest grade in the district. This is one of the girls that when we met her the first time, she was very young and very shy, but then she has engine of change within her. And that engine was seen through her grades when she sat for that exams. And this is the picture of some of the girls we have. This Idiofe Primary School is run by the nuns. And the side picture is, the picture coming is the girls that we have in Idiofe Primary School. And we have the nun who is the principal. We have the coordinator. We have Dr. Lawrence, myself, and the bursar, who is the head teacher. And then we have the girls. And some of them sat for their examinations. This is one of them who sat, and she's now in high school. We started with her when she was in 3rd grade. She went until now she's in high school. This is amazing. And when we went there, first, they were so shy and they couldn't even communicate. But when we were there, we could communicate easily in English language. This is the process of the change I'm talking about. She wasn't only coming to get that empowerment, but that empowerment came with an incentive of learning the English language, apart from her Arabic language and the traditional language that she speaks. This is one of the girls who just sat recently, and she passed. She's going to high school. So in the new coming academic year, she will be in high school. She started when she was very young. She was also in 3rd grade, and now she's going to high school. This is the group that were in primary 6, and then they went to primary 7, and they all now, they transitioned to the high school. This is Upward School. It's one of the primary schools in Uganda that we brought 30 girls from the refugee camps to attend. And we have been there every year, just like going through the transition of them going from one class to the other, growing at the same time, learning the language at the same time, and they are also learning the national language of Uganda, which I don't even speak. That's the empowerment that I'm talking about. When we visited the school, we have the coordinator who called the girls to come and meet us. We sat down, we talked with them, and to our surprise, when they came first, they were really skinny and just looking really not so good, but now they look good. In Africa, when you added weight, it means you are healthy. And I can say because they are eating beans, they are eating good food, and we are supporting them, paying for that. That's why they are looking good. This is in a hall when the headmaster and the coordinator called them, and they came, sat down with us, and we talked and encouraged them. This is Dr. Lawrence, who is here. Tonight you will hear from him as well. He was talking, and we have one of the parents translating what he was saying to the parents who came to attend and meet us in person. As we were just wandering around in the campus there, these are the kids who came, and they were so fascinated by our visit and seeing what we are doing and just looking. So, helping these kids, they know what they need to commit themselves to do. And that's the power. That's the freedom. That's what we wanted them to have, so that they can choose what they want to do. This is St. Mary Idiofe Girls. It's the high school that accepted our girls. And we have the first 6 girls who went from primary school to high school, and this is the school that we send them in. We just took a picture of that to show. These are the girls. They were so happy. When we went there, you can see at the back of the ones to your left, far left, they have mattresses, they have things that we bought for them to move to the boarding school. And that day, they were so happy because we did all the paperwork. We asked them to write a statement of purpose, why they want to join those high schools, and it's a prestigious high school. Why they went there? Because their grades took them there. And that's the power I'm talking about. That's the freedom of choosing. You choose what you want to do once you have that education. This is myself and Dr. Lawrence. We visited the girls at one of the high schools that we transferred them later on to Idiofe Girls. They were so happy to see us, and we took the picture. This is one of the dorms. It was a bit crowded, but at least it hosted them. And the 3 girls sitting down, these are the ones that are still in primary school, and still they have that shyness they carry with them. You can see from their picture, they are a bit shy, but I tell you, next time we go and visit them, they will be the ones showing us the campus. That's the freedom, and that's the power I'm talking about. So, the girls that are in high school, their pictures. And this is the school. And one of the letters written by one of the girls, so beautiful. The handwriting alone is beautiful. They wrote thank you letters to thank the donors. And of course, we can't send all these letters to donors. We can pick some of them every now and then and share with our donors. And this is the beautiful campus that they are attending school at. These are some of the girls from the beginning. You can see the change from, and specifically myself and Dr. Lawrence, when we visited them, they were just little girls. Now they are just really taking care of themselves and so proud and looking beautiful. We have girls in another boarding school called Cucumber Parents Secondary School. We have girls there as well. We visited them. And that school was going through renovation. They added new dorms. We visited them, and this picture was like in the classroom. We have to witness that power, that freedom they are walking through attending these classes. It was beautiful. It was so rewarding. And thank you for everybody who is always having us in mind and helping and donating and supporting. You are part of that freedom. Let us work together. This is the campus, and the green building behind there was under construction, and that's science department for the students that are attending. And this is one of the head teachers that was also talking to us. I have my sister Stella and the coordinator Salome in the background. This is her beautiful daughter. She came with her young daughter to meet us and to introduce us to the school. So it was good. This is the campus, Cucumber Secondary School. These are the girls in the classroom, and the one sitting on the bench with me, so I have to accompany them through that good feeling of attaining the education we want. And that's the power I'm talking about. In the classroom, and the teacher was teaching, they were very attentive, writing their notes, and everything was good. So the school, I think head teacher was telling us about the construction that was going on. You can see Dr. Lawrence there really paying attention and providing like whatever question he has, just asking and wanting to know more. So this is the power. And of course we expanded, because originally we were going to build a school in South Sudan in Torit, in the Salaro area. And then with the war that happened in 2013 and 2016, so we put a hold on that. And of course, we were focusing in Uganda. And recently, we got a message from the leaders and chiefs from South Sudan, like, what is next? Are we just going to wait like this? Can we do something? What can you do while we are waiting for peace to come? So we met as a board in Boulder here, and then we said, with the little we have, we can sponsor some girls. And there were 20 girls that were brought from the village the school was going to be built in. They were taken to St. Augustus Memorial Primary School. It's one of the schools in South Sudan. It's located outside Juba. It's like 15 to 20 miles away, and it's a boarding school. It's run by the brothers, so like St. Martin Brothers. And we have 20 beautiful girls that joined the school, and we are working through the logistics of the school fees, the uniforms, and everything. And I can see from their faces, you can see that happiness because they know the future is somewhere waiting for them, and they will reach there. And this is the freedom we are talking about, the empowerment we are talking about. We visited the school. This is the campus of St. Augustus Brothers School, and you can see the church that was ravaged by the Civil War. This is how things are. We can't wait and just look at them like that. We need to be part of that engine to drive it, to build, and to bring it back. And we can't do that without education, without the young, empowered generation. So this is the picture of that church. It's just like within the block of where the school is. These are the beautiful 20 girls. I tell you, after 2 years, I'll share pictures and you will see the difference. Maybe we'll have video clips and you will hear their voices. And the other side was the classroom. You can see the chairs and where they can sit and attend classes. And this is when I was there with Dr. Lawrence. Those beautiful small, like, shading area whereby during lunch or break, kids will go and sit under, or in the evening they can go there and revise and just like sit out in the open. It's a beautiful place. You can see the background, the blue skies is beautiful. And the other side is like the kids playing outside. Some are playing football, and I tell you, this football is made out of socks. They stuff some clothes inside, and then they play. That's the football they have. It will be good next time if we can take them some footballs, real football, that they can kick and run around. Bear with me, it's just, I'm getting excited and it's going. These are the girls again. They are just so happy, and you can see their pictures. I'll tell you, after 2 years or next year, you will see the difference. We might be comparing pictures by then, and you will see the difference. These are the girls, part of the 20 girls in the boarding school. So every girl, no matter where she lives, no matter where her circumstances, has a right to learn. Every leader, no matter who he or she is, or the resources available to him or to her, has a duty to fulfill and to protect these girls. I feel that duty. And thank you for sharing with me, fulfilling that. With the donations you're giving, we are doing it. This was Malala quote. So this is my last slide. And I'm going to have one of our board members, Stella Lanyaramoy. Stella is one of the original girls, not the original, the first girl who came to Boulder through the same process. She went to CU. She graduated from there. She was accepted to go and do internship at the White House with Michelle Obama. And she's now coming back because she has that power. She has that freedom. She has that energy. Now she's coming to drive the car to have the other girls get the same thing she got. She's now serving as one of our board members, and I'm going to invite her. Stella, you're welcome.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Miklina. I'm just really here to
I'm so excited for our gathering today. I hope you're having fun. I hope you got some food and having fun. Can you guys hear me?
The microphone, unfortunately, is just catching for live stream, so you need to speak
Okay.
as loud as you can, Stella. Thanks.
All right. Can you hear me now? All right. My name is Stella Lunyaramoy. I am on the board of ETE Foundation. Thank you so much for coming here today. I'm so excited for our gathering, and I want to extend a warm welcome and appreciation to each one of you for just giving us your time and coming to join us today. I'm one of the girls that came here from South Sudan. I went to school. I went to Boulder High School. I went to CU, and like McLean said, I graduated and went on to intern for the First Lady. But I'm coming back to remember where I come from and look at how I can contribute and give back to the girls that are still back in South Sudan that do not have the opportunity that I was given here by you all. I have so much support here in Boulder. All those people out there, I are so familiar faces. Thank you for coming. Hi, Mel. Hi, Ron. Hi, Becky. Hi, Peter. Hi, David. And Lori, thank you so much for coming and for the new faces. I just want to assure you guys that the donations that you all are providing today will be helping the girls in South Sudan to go to school, more girls to go to school. Now we have 70 girls in boarding schools in South Sudan and in the northern Uganda area. And so the donations that we're getting here tonight will allow ETE Foundation to send more girls to school, buy equipment for school like computers, shoes, mattresses, and all the things that they would need to provide assistance while they're in school. And I'm so thankful for you all for just giving us your time and your money and your energy. And please, there are so many ways of helping us do this, help the girls in South Sudan. You can go onto our website and just check us out and read all the things that we're doing. You can also go on Facebook and like us. You can tell your friends to tell their friends to join us in supporting the girls in South Sudan to provide education, because with education there is power, and I am a living example that education is powerful. And so thank you guys so much. I invite you to connect with each other, talk to someone that is new, and I invite you to come and talk to me if you have any questions. Thank you so much. You go ahead and introduce him.
Okay, and I will have Sherry come and introduce Dr. Lawrence.
Well, or we just questions and answers. Questions
Yes.
at this point, discussion is where we're at.
Okay, so I'm happy to take any question if you have, and we can answer for you.
And actually, Cafe Soleil is going to fix this microphone problem for us, so we're going to even have better sound here in just a minute for questions and discussion.
Let me see if I can get this.
Anybody have question to ask? Questions, please.
Actually, I'm going to ask a question as soon as the microphone's set up.
Yes, Dennis. No, we are not having girls coming here, but we are now going to the girls in South Sudan and in Uganda.
Let's let him get the microphone set up, because that's going to be
Yeah.
Hey, Herschel, it's good to see you.
Oh, Herschel.
Yes, it's back now. Let's go to the first slide. And have the welcome sign. Yes, that one. Good. We are having the microphone being fixed, and we are happy to take any questions. Please. Thank you so much.
And Dr. Lawrence does want to say a few words.
It's just sort of, I actually mixed it up on I've got a stand, yeah.
Okay, now I'm going to introduce Dr. Lawrence. He's one of our board members, and I've always traveling with Dr. Lawrence to South Sudan to give a perspective of an elder and a male. And then me as a girl and also a mother, to at least let the people know that it's not only the plea is not coming from one side. So we have even our men, they are supporting girls to go and get this education. And I'm happy to introduce Dr. Lawrence tonight. Dr. Lawrence, you're welcome. Come and give some words.
Yeah, thank you, McLeana, for the introduction. My name is Lawrence Wongo, and I came here a long time ago in 1982 and went to Kansas State University, and that's where I did my PhD, and then went back to Africa. I've come back to the US. I came back in 2008. And I've been here since then. Now, I joined the board of ETA. At that time, it was CISO in 2013. And I've been a board member since then. It's really exciting to be on the board because of the mission that ETA has to give refugee girls or girls in general an education. And that's very, very important because we know where I come from that girls are left far behind in terms of education. And that's why ETA is emphasizing on educating girls. I myself have been a refugee also from the Sudan at the time, and I got my education through the help of donors like you. And without you, I would not have achieved what now I have. And so I really appreciate our donors very much. And I hope that you have these girls in your hearts and that you will try to help them get an education, because it's very, very important. When girls are educated, they become decision makers in the community in which they are. And that is very, very important because like in South Sudan now, we have a lot of political issues, and girls or women are excluded in the peace process that we as men are trying to work out, to sort out our problems. So I think when we educate our girls, they will become decision makers, and we know that women are the best peacemakers. And I know that they will help in sorting out our problems. So thank you very much for coming, all of you. And I hope that tonight, McLeana has explained the mission of ETA, what we are doing in Kenya, and I hope that you will help us teach or help educate these girls. Now, I was asked to come here and talk about African culture. Now, I don't know how many of you have been to Africa or how many of you are familiar with African cultures. I know some of you might have read about Africans in general. And the way that I want to approach African culture, it's a very complex and a wide topic when you want to talk about cultures in Africa. And we have cultures that, after having lived in the US for long, we have cultures that are good, and we have some that are not very good. One of the bad cultures that has come to mind is forced marriage in Africa, or arranged marriages. And one of the problems we have is that girls are forced into marriage too early. Some of them even barely before they become or they have reached puberty. At the age of 12, I've seen girls being forced to get married. And this is because their fathers want some wealth. They want to become rich. And therefore, they see a rich man in the community, and then they begin to arrange the marriage and give these young girls away because they want wealth, either in terms of cattle, in terms of gold, sheep, and then sometimes some cash. This is one of the worst things that is happening. And as part of a culture of a people, it's very, very difficult to get rid of it. But I believe that with some education, when you educate the girls, for example, they resist these forced marriages because they have other priorities in life that they want to sort of spend their time doing. They want a career. They want to maybe be politicians. They want to be doctors, engineers. And so this discourages these early or forced marriages. Now, I really don't want to delve into the wide, complex area of African culture, but I may give you a few hints maybe about African culture in terms of the rites of passage that an African child goes through. The first one is the birth of a child. That's the most important thing in our culture, because we believe that when a child is born, it's a gift from God or a gift from a supreme being, like most Africans believe. They believe that there is a supreme being who facilitates all these things in life. So the birth of a child is celebrated. It's celebrated in many, many ways. And the first one is giving the child a name. And this is done usually after 4 days for a girl, after 4 days for a girl, and then 3 days for a boy. And so elder women come around very early in the morning, and then the child is brought out, carried by these women, and then they propose names for the child. And once a name is proposed, and then they throw out a question, supposedly to the baby, do you like this name? And if the baby cries, no, he doesn't like the name. So that is part of a culture. And then they go like that, and if the baby accepts the name, then they give the name to the baby. Now, other names are given to the baby by the aunts and everybody else, the women who come around to do this ceremony. Now, the second one is when a child reaches adolescence, he becomes at the age of maybe 10 to 12, then also there is another rite of passage, because at that time, then the child, if they mark children by scarification, that is the time when it's done, at the ages between maybe 10, 12, 13, 14. Now, the children are isolated, especially the boys, and they are taken away, removed from the home. And so some elderly men then come and try to talk to them, teach them what it means to become an adult or a man. And then after that, they are given the markings. These markings are a sign of the community or the tribe you belong to. And there are so many different markings. In fact, when the child is being marked, you are not supposed to shed tears. You're supposed to remain calm until it is over. And some of these markings are so harsh, so painful when they mark you, particularly on the face. You might have seen some people with markings on the face from all regions of Africa. It's very painful. And some of these marks, when you look at the skull of somebody who has been marked like that, you can see where the knife has gone through on the skull. Very, very common if you see that. So this is part of the culture, and it's supposed to make you a man, because if you weep or you cry, you will be looked at as somebody who is not brave. And if even you will shame the family, and they don't like that. And if you are not marked, you don't get these tribal markings, then you may not even get married, because girls may despise you because you are not marked. So this is one of the rites of passage for the adult. And then the next one is, maybe I would say, when you become now an adult. The next rite of passage is getting married. And marriage is very, very important, of course. And the main purpose for marriage is really for procreation, to give birth to children. That's really the main purpose of marriage in many of our cultures. And therefore, a young man is supposed to get married, young girl is supposed to get married, and when the time comes, there is a big, big, big celebration. Some marriages are arranged by the parents, like I mentioned before, but some may be just through courtship between a young man and a young girl. Now, once the young men have agreed, they are attracted to each other, then there is a bride's wealth that has to be paid, a dowry. And this can be in terms of cows, goats, sheep, and then some money these days. And that is very important, because we believe that it puts a value on the woman that you are marrying. And we also believe that when you pay for something, you'll value that thing so much that you will not want to have any problems, actually, with her. And divorce in our communities or in our culture is not entertained. When you get married, you're supposed to stay married for life and produce children. That's very, very important. Okay, then the next one is the time when death occurs. And death is something also that we do not, yeah, thank you. We do not take it lightly. Death is a miserable thing when it occurs in the family. So when somebody dies in the family, that person is treated in a very, very special way. And depending on the community or the culture, the community,
You can just keep talking. One second. Back the room so this.
yeah, depending on the culture, people bury in different ways. But the first or the most important thing is to treat the dead body in a very, very good, special way. And so burial can take place on the compound or the homestead, or it can take place in a removed area. And the reason why we bury in the homestead is because of ownership of the land. So you bury there, and people know that this is your land, and nobody can take it from you. Now, burial, I said, is done in different ways. Some people like to bury the dead body facing east, and some people like to bury the dead body seated, like on a chair. So these are cultures of different groups. But some people just bury the dead body like you bury here in the US, in a grave. And so that is the way the dead body is buried. Now, after the dead body is buried also, it differs for a woman, for a lady. Then there is, they do the last funeral rites. And this involves families, neighbors, they come around, and then there are prayers usually, and then there are elders in the community who will now talk and try to explain relationships in the family. And this is very, very important. Now, when we get married, the dowry is not all paid at once. So when your wife dies, she will not be buried until you finish paying the dowry, because we don't pay it all at once. You pay it over a period of time. And that is because we don't want you to divorce, and we don't want you to stop valuing your wife. So she is something that you value a lot, and you pay the dowry over a period of time. So I think the death is the end of life, and I think I don't want to go further talking about our cultures, which are very diverse and complex. But if you have questions, I'll be ready to answer them. And I know some of my colleagues here, or fellow South Sudanese Americans, they will also maybe answer some of the questions. So thank you very much. God bless you. What is
We
the
need
next?
to keep screen market.
So what is the next thing?
No, I'm just going to introduce, Thank you, Dr. Lawrence. I know you guys couldn't hear me before. I invite you to ask any questions that you may have. Can you hear me? This microphone is not giving me any justice. If you have any questions that can be directed to me or to McLeana or to Dr. Lawrence, feel free to go ahead and ask. Otherwise, if you would like to make any additional donations, you can go onto our website, etfoundation.com. And we're also Munu is gonna help us turn on some music. And if you feel invited to come up here and, do a little thing and dance. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and ask.
No, here you go. Well, the only thing I was going to ask is if you could share a little bit about how the girls from different tribes are all going to the same schools together, which is creating a pretty powerful opportunity for that kind of multicultural piece.
Yeah.
Okay, as Dr. Lawrence mentioned earlier, that we have tribes in South Sudan, and there are a lot of small conflicts here and there, but our goal for peace in South Sudan was like to have the girls we are sponsoring coming from different tribal lines. Have them all go and join this one school. For example, the ones in Idiofe or in Upward or Kikumba, in all the schools that we have girls attending, those girls are all from different tribes. So we want them to grow together, and the older ones to take care of the younger ones. They just grow on like that, and then seeing each other not only as schoolmates, but maybe as a sister and as a South Sudanese, not as a tribal, maybe this one is from this tribe or that. The goal for us is to have them all say, we are South Sudanese, and we are here to get the education, to bring the peace we wanted to South Sudan. In the future, once they finish schools, maybe one can reach out to the other person like, oh, we went to school together. I have somebody here, can you please help do this? Or maybe, oh, I have a child who is sick. Which hospital are you working at? I wanted some help treating my child. So we are trying to start from the grassroots and have these girls see each other as South Sudanese and growing together as sisters, but not as from this tribe or that tribe. We have 64 tribes in South Sudan. So we want, okay, that one is there, but we want them to grow and see each other as sisters and make peace. Because if this other tribe, for example, wanted to do something bad to the other tribe, that girl might say, oh, I went with that girl to school. Why should we do something bad? She's my schoolmate. Let's not do that. So that's peace in itself. So this is what we are trying to do. Thank you for the question, Sherry. And also I wanted to say our budget, our yearly budget for 70 girls that we are sponsoring now is between $50,000 to $70,000 a year. And it's really great. It costs like between $700 to $900 a year to sponsor a girl. So just to let you know. Thank you. Oh, for Stella.
I missed part of your conversation. I was just curious what brought you back to Boulder? What brings you back here?
I'd been in Washington D.C. since I graduated college. It's been 6 years, and I think miss my family here. This is family. There is a lot of South Sudanese here, and I wanted to come back and do what I'm doing right now, be a resource to my community, and also just have family closer to me. I think that was one of the reasons. But I now have a job at CU. I work at a new institute. It's called Brunei Wellness Crown Institute. We focus on study of compassion, dignity, agency, and we do a lot of diversity issues. So that was really exciting, and that's why I came back. Thank you.
So, do you want to say, do you want to talk a little bit about the music and dance that we have coming?
I don't know anything about the music. If you want to go ahead and...
As South Sudanese, we take great pride in traditional dances. and we have many of them. And with us being from diverse background, we can always pick one traditional dance and then play the music, or just if we have one that can sing and we dance. And that's where we find our connection, and we find like where we consult each other. So we are going to play some Acholi music. Acholi is one of the tribes in South Sudan. We have girls that are from Acholi, and they are so happy and so, like, they take pride in the dance and showing off. We might not show exactly like they do, but we'll just play and dance. And please, you're welcome to join us. Thank you.
And we have some wonderful food.
Oh, by the way, we have wonderful food. We have samosas, vegetarian samosas. And then we have tamia. Then we have basbousa and salata, arugula salad. We have baklava, we call it basta. Please feel free and enjoy our traditional food and join us to dance. Okay, thank you. I'm going to welcome anybody.
Jerry said I should be the dance leader. What is this for?
That's the microphone. Aya, come, let's dance.
do that.
Thank you to all the live streaming guests who joined us tonight. And again, there's a link for you to donate on the screen. And we hope that we will see you in person someday. And again, we're going to turn off the live stream now, but thank you again for joining us.